studio.
We are here in the booth
Brenden,
of booths.
back in back. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back, dude.
I'm glad to bless you with my presence, sir.
Oh, dude, you don't even know. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk mad. What's going on here with this? All right, there we go. That's where we're supposed to be at. Nice. I see everything. I see everything clearer. Everything is more prestige. What's up, dude?
Man, tell me how your day's been,
Dude.
You know what I mean? Start at the basics.
Dude, you're the second podcast today. That's for sure. We had one earlier at 12, and oh man, we talked about it all. We talked about heavy metal. We talked about The Price is Right. Talked about the way freaking government works, job aspects. He recently started working at my last guest started recently working at a sushi restaurant.
Ooh.
And the work ethic there is different, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Working for another, like, it's different. Totally different. I can't even start to imagine the things he, like, goes with now and stuff.
Right.
So I can't even think about it. It's just fucking... Could you imagine working in, like, an Oriental restaurant?
Actually, man, when I was 18, I was kicked out and adopted by an Asian family.
What?
They owned a sushi bar, and I got to, like, live with them and stay in their house. And you know what I mean? I got to adapt to their culture. So, yeah, the whole 9 yards, going into their house, taking off your shoes, and, like, you know what I mean? Feasting with them every night. And, like, you know, when they, like, make all these crazy, like, things that, like, okay, so you see only one portion of food at sushi restaurants because it's all for American people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when they go home, they really start to make, like, traditional stuff.
More.
Like, so, but I'd really get to see, like, a lot of behind the scenes, what it was like, you know, to live with, like, an Asian. Oh, well, they were Korean, so, yeah, it was a Korean sushi bar I worked for when I was 18 for about 2 years. Man.
Did it all?
I did it. I started out as a busser, bro, went to a server, went to a prep, went to host, went to a man, and then I got freaked out, and I was like, these people are going to control my life, man. So I was like, I'm out, and I just quit, man. I had an epiphany one day just to quit and leave town, and I did it.
I wonder if that's different, if like having the different culture of even an Asian culture. So we're going into subcategories of Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
Yeah.
How different is that?
They incorporate, like, in something like for American sushi, they would incorporate all three of those into American sushi bars just because they know, you know, they need a little bit of, like, diversity.
Variety.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, you're not only seeing, like, one culture, you know, like, in the place I was working at in particularly, you know. But I don't think it's like that everywhere. But where I was, yeah, we had a good, like, real well-rounded team of people.
Nice.
That was
nice,
a sentence.
Nice.
Jesus.
That's crazy. And then that's where that lyricalness comes from, right? Got to make sure you can.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Enunciate. That's right.
Dude, let's talk about music. What are you doing? What are you working on? Yeah, I know you got some things cooking. I know you got a bunch of things cooking.
I got quite a bit planned out for my music, people. Ooh, see if I want to leak a little bit of that to you. So my album coming out December 18th. Yeah, called Complete Chaos. I'll give you the name, you know what I mean? I'll let you know. That's the album name, Complete Chaos.
Nice.
And I got, like, a whole bunch of features from California coming. Not, you know, yeah. I'm not going to give you too much on that, but some really good features coming for this album.
You got people you're working with. You got some things going.
I got some I've had a producer working with me for the last 2 years. So I paid it's going to be about $2,000 for this whole mixtape to be produced. So it's well on the way, man.
Nice. It's going to be something that isn't straight out of the books, right?
No, man. I've been working on this for probably, like, for years, man. For years, man. Yeah. So
and that's crazy. We didn't talk about this last time.
No, I've tried to keep this very under a rug because I've just been sitting plotting on it for many moons. But
now's the time.
Now's the time, man. I was like, I got 2 months, so I'm just hyping everybody up for the album now, and then I'm gonna start getting my merch made, so everybody will be able to get that eventually here in the next couple months. You guys for free, of course. You know?
That's what's up. We got the hookup here at MuseMe TV.
Yep.
You guys listen to that. You guys gotta get on that.
Yes, sir, man. So yeah, I mean, I would yeah, man, I gotta show you some stuff, man. Send you some.
You got to, man. I love to hear it. Oh, dude, you ever need a feature of a guitar player, man? You hit me up, bro. Man, you hit me up.
I want to transition to and also make a lot of that, like, indie, you know, kind of sad type of rock music. So I mean, man, if you're ever down to, you know, strum on some acoustics, man, I'm down. Like, any one of these days, man, we're supposed to do it. So.
Yeah, we've been planning this, man, and every time it's always just like, oh man, I'm busy, you're busy, something comes up, but you know, the time is coming.
The pressure, I feel it building. We're about to pop and make our hit single.
Oh,
you
dude.
know what I mean?
Oh, did you see? We got the drum set set up in there.
Ooh,
Dude, we
I have
ready
not,
to
man.
make.
Gotta scope it, bro.
Dude, we are ready to make this fucking stream house into a fucking studio.
Ooh,
we have
man.
shit going here, man. We got stream going on all day. Fucking, we're streaming on Twitch. We got the podcast going. We got fucking interviews, talking to people, learning. Then we go back and we fucking keep in touch with everything here.
This is a house where your dreams can come alive. You know what I mean?
Dude, and the fact that you are willing to come here and talk to us and get everything situated, man. Oh, so humbled. So gracious.
You know what I mean? I am humbled to be here, sir.
Brenden, you the shit,
man.
Oh, man. I wish it wasn't Sober October, dude. We'd be fucking having a shot in October, guys. Unfortunately, it's just a thing. You know, it's a discipline thing for me. I'm just trying to make sure that I know there are some things in life that I don't need in case of emergency, you know?
Right.
And that's just one of those things, you know? Right, I can break it.
Right, you got to be at peace with yourself.
I can break it. I can go smoke weed right now, but then what does that prove to me? That I'm not disciplined? Come on. I can keep that discipline. You can
break your addiction.
And I just got so many questions about what's going on in like the music world. Like, how do you produce your beats? How do you come up with your lyrics? What do you
just tell you? Like, let me just give you the whole, you know what I mean?
Shebang.
Let me give you my whole rundown, man. Yeah, man. So I mean, like I've always known music's my calling. You know, whether it would have been like drumming is what I originally wanted to do. I took drum for like a few years throughout like junior high and up to like high school and 6th grade and all that bullshit. So like a few years of me just taking like drum classes. And then I was like, as soon as I hit my freshman year, I was like, I want to drop out of the band shit, and I want to everybody's rapping. You know, you're around a bunch of kids who are always probably rapping in circles in high school and doing all that stuff. So I was just around a lot of that. And, eventually we just formed our little rap group, man. And I wasn't any good. I had no talent. Like, I wasn't confident in myself. Nothing. Like, zero. Everybody around me was better than me for the most part. But, yeah, we definitely, like, had a lot of hype because we were some of the only kids in high school making music at that time. So
okay, it was kind of an exclusive thing,
right? So behind closed doors, man. I mean, I have written like every month, every other day, every week. Like, I'm somebody who never stops writing, even if I'm not putting it all out into song. Like, I at least just jot little thoughts, whether it's one line, whether it's a paragraph, whether it's 2-minute long songs that'll never come out.
You always have something booming, ideas that are always flowing,
always running through my mind, man. Yeah, never stopping, man. It's been that way for years, man. Once that floodgate kind of opened and you open some of those channels, you never stop, man. Especially if you are true to what you're doing and you really, it's so easy for a lot of people to tap out on this or say, I'm doing music, but a lot of the time, how, like, where it's the validation for me. It's like, for me, I've been rapping 9 years and I still have nothing to really validate myself. This album is going to be something that validates everything I'm doing.
Nice. So it's damn. So I love to see it as like, this is my fucking hype point right now.
Right.
You've like been working your ass off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure you had these like solo tracks, these little things that you recorded, but nothing to compare to what we're about to hear coming up.
Nothing compared to the stuff that I've been making over the last couple months. It's real music now, man. Like, the thought, the producers, the people I'm working with, everything finally aligned itself as it should. You start from the bottom. I started out not writing good raps. So many of those behind closed door turned into like me having my thoughts down. So eventually, as of this like last 2 years, I've really just narrowed my mind down into making what I feel people want to hear. So, man, I've been getting a lot of attention from a lot of the LA area. That's a lot of where like my producers are based out of. So I have a producer's name is Bats and Beats, and he is strictly out of LA. He works with a big old team called East of the River, and they're there's a whole bunch of people that rap.
Okay, there's a bunch that do a lot of it.
So many. Yeah, they're putting on shows every week, fucking every other day type shit. So
that's legit that he's working with you too. Like, you guys have something brewing.
Yeah, man, the fact that they're incorporating me into any of that, as well as some of the features. You know what I mean? So I'm working with some of the people within the group and trying to get them on this album and trying to mix that all in. But it's just a little difficult because I'm not there. But that comes into, as soon as this album does pop off, I'll be able to take those shows in Cali and, make
start
those
booming
tours.
Over
yeah.
there. That's going to be sick, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the biggest things that I feel is hard for up-and-coming musicians is making them public, like publicizing themselves.
Right.
Like you have your music, you have the set thing, but now you got to get everybody to listen to it.
Yes.
And
man.
that's the next step. Is like you can write fire, you can always write fire, but then the right person listening to it does take a while. Like, you know, you have to push it so people want to listen.
Right.
Merch sales, downloads, all that stuff is like get it to people's ears, get it to people to hear it.
It's also oh wait, how about what?
Now, how are you gonna do that? How is that gonna work?
Oh, I was gonna say, man, a lot of that too is like, I mean, how invested you are into the community of that. So if they're always seeing your face around, or they're always constantly seeing your name throughout the years, supporting.
Will you go put her outside? The dog. Put her outside. I'd rather her whimper out there.
You know, guys, yes, we love her, but you know.
Sometimes the animals do not accommodate to this microphone, and you can hear it all. You can hear it all. I mean, it's bad enough I have a refrigerator in the back of you.
We got a pet wolf earlier, and she's just howling at the moon. It's early.
Really?
Yeah, it's, you know, nighttime's coming around.
I love that shit. You just like, oh, nice. You just, you, it's like back to the calling, you know, back to calling.
It's back to the roots, man.
Ooh.
You know?
All right, tell us more. How is this publishing? How are you gonna get your name out there?
Oh yeah, man. So like I said, I mean, for me, I was like, I've just kind of been planting myself a little. I mean, I could be a little more invested. So eventually, like I said, it's just more about bookings and getting your name kind of spread out around. That way, people know of you. But for me, yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna start small. I already have my foot in the door, just from being a writer over, you know, the last 9 years. People have somewhat of, even if I have no music. I mean, I have a SoundCloud, don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's nothing, I have 5 songs on there, so there's not a lot to show for that whole 9 years worth of my music.
Okay.
But, you know what I mean? But people do know who I am, and they do know that I write. So
that you've been doing it, yes.
Right.
I mean, I met you right away, and, you know, you presented yourself as like, man, I'm a musician, I'm trying to do my shit, writing, producing, doing my stuff, and right away, even though I haven't heard any of your stuff, I automatically associate you with that. Oh, this guy's grinding. This guy's trying to make some music. I can't wait to hear what it's gonna be. Right,
man. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm never afraid. You know what I mean? To rap or to do any of that. Like anywhere, anytime. That's just what I do. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm very humble about it, and I'm very I feel like, you know, I'm quick to tell you I'm a musician, but you know, I'm not really one to put it out there and be like, I'm the best, or really like listen to my stuff or throw it out in your face too much. You know, I'm like, if you have an open mind and can sit and listen to it open-mindedly, then I'm all for you.
So you push it, but you're not choking them with it.
No, because a lot of people are like, I'm the best, or just, you know, always
the
rapping.
The goat. Right. Everyone's a goat. Everyone's a goat nowadays.
Everybody's a goat, and everybody's talking about the same 4 things you can ever talk about, which is like,
or they have the same kind of flow, you know, same kind of rhythmic movement, where they're just like line, bam, and it's the next, same as the next guy.
Right, man. So I mean, for me personally, like, I studied I try to get my hands on any rapper and every rapper. Even if I don't like you, I'll break you down. Like, mentally, my whole job is to analyze your lyrics and say, okay, what can I do to either, you know, like, be better, or, you know, what am I doing that's better than this guy? Or, I mean, it's not necessarily always comparing, but most of the time I can take off people and feed off of that and be like, okay, maybe I can, you know, talk about different things, or, you know, come up with different flows, and not necessarily stealing other people's stuff, but just getting different ideas from other people's things. So not necessarily, you know, envy, but just more, I break people down just to get idea.
Kind of like, you know, you break it down and reconstruct it yourself.
Yeah.
And you can probably reconstruct it in a different way.
Exactly.
Because I love that aspect, is like, I am a firm believer of there's no such thing as genres.
Right.
There's no such thing as genres.
Yeah.
You know why? Because everything is fucking music.
Right.
Everything has the same E minor chord.
Mm-hmm.
Everything still has the F sharp.
Right.
The vocal patterns of what I'm singing is an actual musical note. You can't just say like, oh, you're singing like an R&B singer. No, I'm singing in the key of E like that opera singer did. Because it's the same thing.
True, man. And for me, it's like most people, like for me, I create music and I'm like, I understand it could be categorized, but I don't write my music to call it rap.
There you go.
Right. You know what I mean? I don't.
Applause. Where's that applause at? Go ahead, man. You won't hear, but they're going to go crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
All right. But yeah, man, you know, for me, like I said, for me, it's more like, that's it. Oh, there it is. Ooh.
You heard them. They're there. They're there. All right, but yeah, I love how you write it as like that. You see it more as a poetry kind of thing.
Yeah, man. A poetry thing, and like I said, I dig in the roots of hip hop and just like music all in a whole. So I don't only listen to rap. I mean, I'm heavy into rock. I'm heavy into indie music, just like things, you know what I mean, things that people probably wouldn't expect me to be into behind closed doors. So I definitely expand my genres just to have a good sense on what kind of music I want to be making too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and that's always a good
Right.
aspect to have because you never know when that other element comes in and makes your music hot, makes
Right.
it fire. Just because, oh shit, I decided to put a bagpipe in here. Bam! Where did that come from? And it hits and it works. And people do that all the time. And the fact that you have that mindset of like, I don't know. Let's hear it. Let's see what it sounds like. Let me analyze it and bring it down. I love that shit.
Oh, I was like, you actually want to hear it? I was like, oh, or are you just saying like?
No, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that. We'll drop a beat. We'll do a freestyle. We'll do it all, man.
Oh, man.
We want.
They want the real.
They do, because that's
Right.
what people are expecting nowadays.
That's true.
What do you hear nowadays? Like, oh, you got a ghostwriter? Oh, you doing stuff in the closed doors? Like, no, I actually write my own shit.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, they don't. A lot of people, that's the first thing is this you, or that doesn't sound like you, or you know, they don't expect it to be me most of the time. So I mean, I feel like, you know, people are most of the time just surprised just to hear like such big velocity come out of such a small guy like me. So like most of the time it just takes people off guard just for me to even be making music or like say I'm a rapper, just to be in that whole plane of music in itself, just because I am who I am. So yeah, man, there's definitely a lot of concept, man.
And you have that aspect too. Like, I love the fact that you have the look of like more of a skater type guy. You have that look. You look like the sick skater guy from like I came straight from LA. You know, that cool look.
Right, man. Yeah, dude. A lot of it's just I was like, a lot of people think I'm skater too. I was like, I've never like I have skated, but I was never good at skating.
Really?
But I mean, like I guess the style would be I guess you would call it skater with a mix of hip hop.
Yeah, with an attitude. To
yeah,
it,
man. You know, but I think one day I just saw some kids skateboarding down the street, and I was like, I'm gonna probably look like you. I'm gonna try that, and then it just stuck forever. So that was kind of what that was. But I had to be like, I was so young that it just stuck in my brain. That's just who I grew to be, which is so weird. You know what I mean? You take the smallest things off people, and that's just
Yeah, you gain little influences.
Mm-hmm.
That little influence from like the skater person, also with the rap.
Yeah, man. I'm sure at one point, dude, I wanted to get the Element skateboard sign tattooed. Right?
Dang.
I didn't do it. It would have been an impulsive move. I'm sure at like 16 or 15, however old I was, 14, I think 14. But yeah, man. Instead, I waited till I was an adult to get my tattoos.
Nice.
Like,
I mean,
smart man.
As adult, you can be, right? I mean, I think the first tattoo I got, I was 16, and I did it myself. You know.
Oh, you did stick and poke?
That whole stick and poke thing.
The corn tattoo.
And it wasn't until they redid it.
Oh.
Yeah, because so I did it myself, and then I recently got this tattoo of Heisenberg.
Oh yes, I saw that.
And then they're like, "Hey, dude, that tattoo looks a little faded out. I'll do it for free right now." And they did it, and I was just like, I'm kind of disappointed in it because it's not a cool design and it's not something like, you know, that stands out, but it is like a part of like what I am when I was growing up.
That's true. You got the memory there to live, man.
And it's crazy to think about. There's a lot of people that hide tattoos because they were just an impulsive thing to do when they were growing up.
This is true.
Like, you don't have any tattoos you regret, do you?
I had hand tattoos right here. They actually faded out. I had like some initials right here.
Was it a stick and poke?
Yeah, it was a stick and poke, and they stuck for a few years, but then they like after like 3 years, they like just kind of washed out eventually. Like it just started, you know, lightening over the years until it was just nothing. But I also had like a big old bear right here, so that was like embarrassing as hell because I was in high school my senior year and I did it. And I like came to school and I just like had a fat bear on my hand that everybody was just like talking about and shit, and my teachers were like making fun of, and I was just like. I wrote a poem about it and like said it in class, and I was like telling kids not to get impulsive tattoos, basically.
Yeah, there are those aspects where like think about it because it is gonna be there forever.
Fuck yeah! All my tattoos now they all symbolize either dead people or loved ones, basically.
So they have meaning.
Yeah, they all have meaning. Yeah. I make sure every tattoo is not.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember this rap line that like this bar that was so like poetic to me, where it's just like you can't judge me Oh man, I wish I would remember it. I don't know if you ever heard of a rapper named Dizzy Wright.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has a oh man, The Truth song is amazing, but at the end he's like, and these tattoos reflect something that I'm into, the life that I've been through. I just can't remember it, but it's so poetic, and it just reminds me that like you can probably have those tattoos that you kind of were, neglected, or you just kind of like were like, oh damn, that was a bad mistake. But it does bring you back to the past of when you got it.
Right.
Like,
brings you to those moments so you remember.
Oh
right.
man, that's what I love about music is like if you can find the right lyric, there's a good saying. It's like when you're sad, you understand the music.
Yeah.
When you're happy, you feel the music.
Right.
And that stuck with me all the time because like there are some times where you're sad as fuck and you put on the song and you're like, fuck, I feel it. I know exactly what this person is saying.
To make my music, I always have to be in that headspace.
Really?
Not a sad headspace, but a very deep headspace, definitely.
Almost like a meditative state, right?
Yeah, I have to sit there for about 4 hours or so. And that's like, it could take me 4 to 6 to 8 hours to create one verse, which could be 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, long. So it could take me 8 hours just to write a 1.5 minute long thing. But I'm sitting there, and for the first hour, I could be sitting there getting into a meditative trance state, like just basically sitting there, emptying my mind and only thinking of words in different ways. And so that's like how I start forming songs, is I just sit there, empty my mind, and just start coming up with syllables and different words and how they roll to the beat. And I sit there and just really focus, and everything in the room has to be just empty. So it just has to be me, the beat, in my mind. And that's that's the only real way you can really get in touch with that stuff. But you have to be like so many years deep in your head to be doing that stuff, that if you are on the surface, exactly, if you're happy, all you're going to do is just feel what we're projecting or putting out for you. Yeah. So, I don't expect a lot of people to get my music or to get where I'm coming from with half of the things, because most of the time it just goes over people's heads anyways, because I come up with like a lot of metaphors, entendres, just I subliminally hide everything I could ever want in my music, like,
so you have to find it.
Yeah, you really, if you're listening to my music, you have to study every word that I'm saying, because you're not going to get it if you don't. I've been working years on like making it very decoded, so like it's definitely something that I'm hoping people like, man, because there's a whole album worth of that decoded shit that you're gonna have to go through and really break down yourself.
That's sick. How many tracks you have on this album?
There is 12 tracks on this album, and just about a majority of them are finished. I would say about 3 or 4 songs are kind of untouched and still kind of in the making of things, or just the ideas are still kind of being put together. But
they have a structure to them.
They're
almost they're just like just a little bit of fine details and making them nice and prestige.
Yeah. Majority of all my like big concepts are getting, like, they have been covered for the most part. I have like a few songs underground right now, just all stacking up. I have about 5 or 6 or 7 that are just like waiting to pop.
All right.
So, yeah, man, even last night, I put out 2 songs last night just while I was home and sent them to my producer. We were working on it till like 3 in the morning, man, 3 or 4 in the morning. So, yeah, man, we're in it to win it for sure, bro. It's I'd be trying to wake up every day and just have that, like, push to make that, make what I'm doing and keep doing what I'm doing. So, it's definitely time, man.
I love the fact that I'm in that aspect too, where I don't want to make this a hobby. It's more of like an actual pathway or an actual passion that should be heard and should be done every day. Like, I want to wake up, start working on whatever I'm doing, like either it's my streaming or my comedy, and not have to worry about, fuck, I have a 9 to 5 job I have to go to, or I have to make sure that I have the 9 to 5 jobs done correctly so I could provide food for myself. I want the shit that I do not to worry about the 9 to 5.
Right. You want the things you do and love to cycle and compensate.
Become the 9 to 5. I want that to be my job. I want that to be my living. Because, don't get me wrong, we all are creative. There's a bunch of people out there that are creative, that can come up with amazing things, but I think they get dumbed down because they have to live. They literally have to work and live a life. So that maybe you are constantly thinking about writing music or constantly always coming up with ideas. But when you get dumbed down by like, I have to go to a 9 to 5 job and do a mindless thing over and over again, it kind of diminishes your creativity to the point where, like, when you're back on, like, all right, I finished my job today, it's time to go back home. fuck, I did a lot today, man, and I still have to push for my music. So it kind of brings that little music aspect a little lower because you have to work harder for it.
Yeah, man, I can say that's definitely why I haven't put out music for 9 years. You know what I mean? This whole time I've been waiting to get comfortable enough to have a good platform to not be so much worrying about everyday life.
Right where you're at. That's where I want to hear you. You coming more too much to this side, and I hear an echo.
Ooh,
there we go.
All right, man. We game.
Yeah, we game.
All right.
What's up? All right. So you're in this mentality, like you said, 9 to 5 for like a few years now, but breaking off of that, how do you feel now? Like I see.
Man, well, for me, man, I feel like it's been like a spiritual journey for the last 9 years. So ever since I like made a decision to want to rap, that's what my life has been for the last 9 years, and that has been like, that's like selling your soul to the devil.
Oh man, you know don't get me started on the Crossroads story.
You know what I mean? That's just like, I'm just saying, like, I made, I could have took a normal path, or I could have took this path, and I just was like, I'm never gonna steer off of this path. So whatever consequences this route comes with, I'm gonna stick
with it.
Right.
You're gonna stick with it.
Right. And in my book, that was too many. So I mean, like I said, I've never let go of it, but I definitely have dealt with like every inch of everything for this. Not only for music, it's real life, but I feel like the fact that I really wanted this, I got the life I was looking for, because I'm directly where I need to be now only because of all that trial and error, Okay. So, like, it's like fate in a sense.
You've gone through the hardships, you've gone through the high points. You're still looking for better high points, but you still are determined in one direction.
Yes.
And that's the shit, man. That's the shit. A lot of people can't stick with it that long.
Fuck no.
Some people like, I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated for 2 years, and then it's not happening for them in that 2 years. They start to diminish a little bit lower because it doesn't work for them.
Everybody that I've ever rapped with is tapped out.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Same here, dude. Everybody I've played with, like, I mean, they either like dumb down their music or they just don't play anymore as much as they used to. Like, what happened, bro? I thought you had a passion for this.
Right, and that just shows you how true people are real, even to what they're doing or what they're saying or what they're even about. Man, for me, I was like, it's kind of more than just music, so. It's like, it's life, man. It's all I'm good at, really. I mean, I'm not good at anything else at all.
I mean, you got an art career, right? You're good at drawing, right?
I can graffiti, but I mean, that's more just like vandalism. So
there's a bunch of people that make a living off that shit.
This is true.
But well, we can go into this in a little more detail too. But what I mean, you were booming and you were doing. I mean, you still are. I'm pretty sure. But how is the Pokemon sales going, man?
Ooh,
dude, I get jealous when I see those cards. I'm like, dude, I need a bid on that shit. I want one of those cards.
Right, man. Man, that was like, it's just some like side stuff, or it's like more just like a side hobby to make money.
That works, dude. Like, that works.
It does,
because it helps you for your pathway to making your music.
Yeah, definitely.
How'd you get into that? How does that work?
Man,
man, that looks like a difficult time. Like, that looks hard as fuck.
For me, man, I was just like, okay, I want to work, but I don't want to do things that I hate. And I was like trying to pick out everything that I do and don't love in life. So I'm like, okay, like growing up, what was I into? What lanes could I excel in which areas? Whether it's like animals, whether it's random like merchandise and things, just music, anything. So I was like, okay, me as a kid, like one of my biggest passions is Pokemon. I'm like, logically, Pokemon is a fucking billion-dollar industry, whatever.
It's still booming.
Right.
Look at what's coming out. The Switch with the new Pokemon Let's Go. And
yep. Mm-hmm.
Dude, all it is just going to build that hype up again.
Right,
and I love that Pokemon thing. It just goes up. Then some people forget about it. Then they come out with the new game and boom, everybody wants to buy the latest card. Everyone wants to buy those classic things again.
Right, man. Yeah, so like for me, I just noticed that in the last couple of years, it's like been super hot on the market. Right? Like you're saying, Pokemon's just been booming. So I was like, why not just make money off it instead of like liking it as I did as a kid? Why not like sell the merchandise and like, take the time to find the buyers and actually like, it's like anything you would do in any business. You're just gonna take the time to find the buyer and sell your product. But for me, I think about it like drugs. So like it's like it's like what I mean. It's like you'd be cycling. If you were a drug dealer, you just cycle your money and put it back into itself, and you use that to pay for what you're getting.
Right, your profit stays on the side, and it goes back into making more. Of
except I
investment.
do that only for Pokemon sense. So you know what I mean. Like it just they pay for themselves, and all the merchandise pays for itself, and then I just sell it all for twice as much, and it makes me random money off to the side.
And there's certain aspects too where I've seen where it's just like you're not even trying really hard, where you're just like, I have a bunch of stuff. You guys want to buy it? It's there.
Right, and people would just all eat it up. Yeah,
Flock for it.
no matter how much weather. Yeah, that's the thing is people are very surprised half the time where I'm like, this one little piece of thing is worth $100, or this one thing is worth 30, or money ranges. So I mean, no, I'm never like making big amounts, but I can make probably more than what people would make working in an 8-hour day just off one person.
Right.
That could be in 20 minutes.
How does that work too? Like, do you have bidding, or does it just first come, first serve?
For me, it's like first come, first serve, because bidding pisses too many people off.
But I mean,
I can bid.
Yeah.
I do bid things. Like I have an eBay and like multiple ways to make money off of these things. So it's not like I'm only using one thing. I use a lot of like social medias to make money off of this stuff, and like even locally. So locally, I'll meet people and I can sell them stuff or post it up on like Craigslist or like random fucking apps and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I try to expand in every lane I can to sell something. So I don't like try to keep my options in just one area. I'm like, okay, I can sell it, in 3 different places and be generating 3 different incomes on random days.
Some days are better than others on
Right.
certain levels. You want to know your Craigslist sales aren't as good,
Right.
but bam, Instagram's booming today.
Right.
Yeah, have all those different sales.
Most of the time, I was like Instagram and all those Facebooks are where it's at. Just your whatever is like on your hand and in your fucking face all day, anyways, is what people want to see. Like people are on IG and on Facebook all day, anyways, so it's easy for them to like be looking at what I'm doing and
Scrolling
posting
and finding, yeah.
It's like it's hard to think that you can run a business off of something like Instagram or anything, but then you see like hundreds of people doing that anyways nowadays.
Oh
So
man,
right, man. I'm just kind of going with the waves, man. I've really just been in solitude for probably the last 3, 4, 5 months making this album. So I've definitely been heavy soul searching, man. Heavy contemplating, sitting in my rooms, just
trying to figure out.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, man.
And it's always a good time to do that. The time to like collect yourself and know what you're doing, and then boom, your success is just that much more better because you're not overstressed on yourself, or you're just not over anxious on certain things. You can calm down, take a breath,
Right.
think of what the next step is, and accomplish it in a nice, orderly manner, compared to like, dude, if I don't have this out now and if I don't get this sale done, I'm never going to be able to do it. Oh,
Exactly.
damn, always stressing. You're always,
Yep.
Oh, man.
I was like, that thought does creep up on me probably like every week, but I always like hush it down and like just kind of push. I'm like, okay, if you think those thoughts, you're probably not going to be able to make a good song today. So just like, do what you got to do to get on a good level with yourself, and then things should come for you naturally. And if they don't, then that probably means you weren't meant to make a song today. Doesn't mean you were never meant, like, you could still make that song weeks from that point, but you just got, for me, I just keep retrying different energy on different days, and I see when, for me, it's like magic. So I'll know there's magic in my music when it just kind of flows through me and it's a mindless thing. Like there are days when I'm really thinking about every word and every breath and every single thing that's coming into the mic, or there are days where it just mindlessly flows out of me like it's been building up, and that's when I like make my best songs and stuff. So it's a give and take game for sure.
And that's always the hardest part to think about, is that like it is pretty much trial and error.
Yeah.
You're always constantly trying. There are things that don't work. Go back to the drawing board and do it again.
Yeah. I'm always basically running myself crazy, man. Always running in circles with different thoughts of trying to get to the next, place I should be, or, I mean, I'm good at advancing slowly, though. That's my thing, is I've been on a gradual, slow build for a lot of years and building a lot of momentum behind it. So I really feel confident as soon as I take one stab into the rap game that, I'm going to have this album for life. Like, it's just going to be something I can always go back and listen to and just...
I did this.
Right. It's going to validate me, and even if I don't make an album 6 years from now, I'm going to have this one to sit on. It's just, like, for me, it means everything to have this thing coming out and to be finished and just over and done with, and yeah.
That's pretty sick, dude. I wish when I was with the band, we got to work with a producer and stuff, because all of our recordings are pretty much like home studio recordings.
Right. Okay, so check this, man. I have a crazy story about that.
Boom! Here we go.
Boom. So check it. I was working off, like, the worst mics in the world, from, like, just, man, like, $20 mics, just, man, just horrible mics. Me and my homie had a garage, is whatever. We were so deep in the rap game that we were finding underground artists and stuff. So I got a tattoo of this chick's name right here. She's an artist.
Okay.
She's
Vel 9, right?
Yeah, Vel 9. She's
9.
Vel the Wonder. She's
Okay.
an artist from LA.
Shout out.
Shout out to Belle. Yeah. See, I've been following her for probably like the last 7-8 years, and I was just like, I've never like competed or any of that shit, but I've always like taken a look at her music and was like, all right, she's good, and I'm probably like just right around the same. I can do what they're doing, So
yeah.
I was never competitive, but for years I was just kind of stalking the music, and then eventually she dropped a song, and I like was like, man, I really like the beat, and for some reason I just got in contact with the producer, and he was like, you seem like you know her and you know the music and you know like what's going on with this whole scene of things. So he was like, I'd be happy to work with you. And yeah, man, like I said, just happened to me like over the last 2 years. So I didn't have a producer for a lot of years. That was actually like a big problem of mine and my buddies, because we were a duo and we could never produce our own music. We were just making kind of like bootleg tracks out of basements for years,
Yeah.
But,
And how does working with a producer help a lot more? Like,
oh man,
they're always throwing ideas at you. They always changing things.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So for me, like I'll come up with the rough draft of every song. And it's not like it's not me. What he'll do is he'll take my vocals, he'll amplify them, could make some echo effects, could clean them up, could bring them to the surface a little more.
Add dubs, overdubs, maybe like you saying something and it's three of you or something.
Right. Exactly. He or he'll throw in his own little scratches to the beat. He just makes me a little more sync and a little more full to the beat. So within an hour, I could be like, hey, I just made something, let me send it your way. And within that hour, he will bring it back to me and be like, okay, I really got the vibe for it. Let me know if you liked, everything that I did. And so me and him work really well because we're able to communicate quickly and just kind of like, he really likes what I'm doing, and he's probably one of the only people that understands my mindset because he's my producer. So he's having to break down every inch of what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I think he's probably the only people that really gets a majority of where I'm at least trying to get to with most of my lyricism. So it's easy for him, I feel, to, take what I'm doing and make a little twist to it, but not completely reconstruct it to where it's a whole different thing, So that's really just how we've been getting it done. It's just, we've just been kind of hitting it off real quick, and it's been happening like magic, man.
That's crazy. How did you find this guy? How does this work? Like, did you have other producers in mind, or?
No, yeah, so I was saying this chick, this guy produces for another guy, and this guy featured with this chick. And I just was really like heavy listening to this chick at the time 2 years ago. And as I was listening to her, I just was like, man, like I want to be like a part of. She's a little bigger, but the other guy wasn't as big, so I was like, maybe I can be, get in with them and just start, kind of working my way in and getting some shows and doing all that. And that's exactly what happened. They listened to my music. They started giving me some show opportunities in LA. Like it just from hearing one song, and then that one song kind of, changed everything. I just started researching into their music and just kind of looking into everything they had to offer, and I was like, it's just people doing what they love. That's what you come to find. It's just a big group of people that all come together to make the clothes, to make the CDs, to push them, to put on the performances, to host the venues, to do all that. So for me to even get into anything like that, I feel like was super healthy for me at that point in time, to push me as a writer too, just to say, hey, if you keep writing and actually make this album, you'll be able to perform it where they are, and they know you now, so at least you'll have, you can show them what you got, and they'll be able to make those performances happen for you in LA and all that shit.
Right.
So I mean, because it's it's not that it's like the biggest time stuff, but I mean they perform everywhere in LA. I mean, like weekly, just every bar, every place you could think of, even to their own places. They're just they're really, I feel like they are the music scene that hip hop needs right now, aside from like radio music,
Yeah, because it's hard to find music.
Right.
If you're not looking for it, you're just gonna be fed kind of bullshit, like on the radio.
Right.
If you're not looking for good in-depth kind of music, you're all just gonna what the fuck iHeart's playing, whatever the fuck's going on the radio, whatever you hear, latest trending song on YouTube, you only hear that. Where there's a library of fucking independent artists out there that will never be heard.
Exactly.
But they have fucking fire.
Right.
And that's so hard to think about, is because like there's just so much undiscovered talent.
Right. And that's kind of exactly what this group was. It was just like a big old group. Like, to me, it was undiscovered talent. Because I was like, they're so loud that they've made enough noise to reach me. Like, finally. Like, I live 3 hours away from LA. So, for me, for them to reach me with that music 3 hours away, I was like, I just want a part of it. You know, I just want to, you know, sulk it. You know, and it speaks for a lot of LA because it's not just 1 or 2 people rapping. It's 12. Like I said, it's venues being put on. It's a big... There's hundreds of people that are, you know, invested into like this whole movement, you know, and they're one of the many movements in LA. I know there's a shit ton, but you know, just for like I said, you know, you don't find a lot of underground artists or independent artists that, you know, are too heavily involved with, you know, just their city. Even most people are, you know, just self-sufficient, and they'll make their albums behind closed doors and do what they got to do. But I mean, these guys are really just weekly to daily kind of out there. So for me, I was like, that's the life I want to be living, is just to where every single day I'm like just into the music, and just either I'm performing or I'm always working on it, or just have an environment where I can be around it and have people that are doing it around me. Because here, I mean, you're the only guy I know that is even into music. So that's literally, you are the man, you know what I mean?
And that's hard
Right.
to, like, it's so hard to think about, because, like, I know a bunch of people out there in the music scene, but they're not as dedicated. I don't see that dedication in their eyes and the shit they do like I see in you, dude. Like, I see that you're really, you come to this state and still want to do shit back home. You're just like, I want to be big everywhere. I want to try to push myself to do what I can everywhere. You didn't come here and been like, oh, well, I mean, I'm in a smaller state, so I'm gonna actually slow down on my music. I'm probably gonna focus more on my life, trying to build up my life. Like, no, you're just like, new location, time to grind even more. Go at it. And that's always a sick attitude to have, because I feel like there's more success in somebody that tries compared to the person who just like, maybe it'll happen. It doesn't happen if you say maybe. It happens if you say it will happen.
And I mean, I've been a maybe person for years too.
Oh, dude, I hear you, dude. I hear you. You know? I was the same thing with my freaking streaming and shit. I was like, maybe it'll happen. Maybe you'll get
to this point.
And now I'm here, and it's like, dude, I can get bigger if I keep trying, if I keep pushing it. And I see that in you. It's like, dude, you're gonna. Oh man.
And before you know it, you already have so many people that are willing to come here and just be a part of what you're doing. And it's amazing how many people that are willing to come and show you love, even though that's what I think half the time for me. I'm like, nobody's listening or nobody's really paying attention, but behind closed doors, everybody knows exactly what I'm doing.
And you got to imagine how much people there are in the world. There's over 7 billion people. How is that not 1,000 people listening to you? That's not even 0.1%, dude.
Exactly. There's at least 1,000 people listening to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe it's not at the exact same time. Maybe it's not going to happen all at once. But in time, there will be that 1,000 people listening to me. There will be over 5,000 people. Because you know what? Percentage-wise, if we go into mathematics, dude, we're barely hitting the 1 percentile when we get 50 people to listen to us. When we get 100 people to listen to us. Imagine if we get to 10%, dude. We have about 3,000 people. We have
even that, man. Even that momentum is. I only had that in high school. I don't even have that now. Like, my songs now, max only get 700-800 plays, which is still good.
That is good, man. That is good.
But in high school, man, I had like this group that I used to rap with. We were called the IFK and the Infamous Crooks.
Nice.
And
that's a good one.
Our first mixtape we put out was a 50-song mixtape.
What?
Between me and 2 other guys.
Wait, 50 songs?
Yeah, 50 songs. Yeah.
50 songs on the mixtape?
50 songs on the mixtape.
Whoa. Yeah. How did that go?
Man, that changed our whole life in high school. Everybody knew us for what we were doing. We were getting that attention. We were actually starting to get plays from, like, out of country. Like, so we had like plays coming from India, New Zealand, Australia, just weird places
that you wouldn't expect, right?
Yeah, just really weird places.
I already want to listen to that. 50 songs in one mixtape.
It only exists in one place, besides the people that probably still have the actual mixtapes that were floating around way back when. But it exists on one of my iPods because once our group split up, we deleted all trace of like us being a group.
Oh, like the SoundClouds and shit like that.
Yeah, we deleted them all, man, and like we all hate ourselves for doing that. I know they do. You know, but man, I mean, I still got it on my iPod. So I still go reminisce every time I feel like it's needed with my ancient iPods and do all that shit. But yeah, man, back then in high school, it was definitely creating a lot of ruckus, man. Like we were getting attention from a lot of bigger like places. We weren't 18, so we couldn't perform at like half of these bars or anywhere we were getting attention from. So it was like pretty pointless. But we were starting to strike up a lot of, attention just with older crowds, older rap groups. At one point, man, the bar in my town, Slow Brew, they were offering us a show. I was the only one that was 18, but I turned it down because I couldn't do it with my two buddies. But a little while after, like you're talking about Dizzy Riot, he came there before he was famous, man.
Oh shit.
And before he was famous, I think he came there with Joey Badass or something. Joey Badass was there too. So
Okay.
a few people. Yeah, man, a few big names. And I remember we got to freestyle with them outside of the building because we were just like, we want to show you we rap.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So we got to freestyle for him. And, there was only like 15 to 30 people in that bar. So, like, it wasn't a big concert for him at all at the time. It was $10 to get in the show.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, he was so minuscule. And then I remember after the show, we were like, hey, man, we don't have any money, but we got, like, Bud, you want, to, sling us a CD, DJ Hoppa.
Yeah,
yeah.
DJ
So
Hoppa,
we
yeah.
got to talk to DJ Hoppa for a second, too, with Dizzy Riot. It was just a really sick experience, dude. But that was like, when I was like a sophomore probably. But, just little things that like tied me into music even before I really even got to it. Or just seeing these people before they were even big was like really sick, man.
And that's so weird. I mean, I don't want to shine down the way that the rap industry works, but like, that's how it works, dude. You don't see that in metal. You don't see that in rock, dude. Like, it's either like the band will help you push each other up, or you just, it's an ego thing. My band is better than your band, or I play a bigger show than your show. Like, no, dude, I wish that aspect was where like, hey, dude, we just got done playing the show. Let's go back to the studio and let's all jam out together. All 7 members together. Like, your band and my band, let's all get together and do something.
That's the way it should be.
But it's not. Like, you get to go after your show, meet the rapper, and do a freestyle all in the middle of the park, like just right in the back. Oh, dude, that is the life.
It'd be a different story too if he would have been like, all right, man, I really see that talent, or if they're actually like open-minded and really listening to you, that'd be like, because we know we got it. So if people just took a second to listen, I know they'd be like, hey, why don't you come to, fucking wherever, and and we'll make it happen for you. And that shit just never happens. You really just have to pave your own lane. Like, I realized that because I've talked to multiple famous people, but everything that they tell me is you're gonna get there yourself, and that's like, I'm like, I'll see you at the top. Like, I don't know if you know who Static Select is.
Yeah,
I had a conversation with him once.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I was buying beats heavy. Like I said, I was dropping grands for my album, so I was like, man, how much a beat? And he was like, $3,000 a beat, and I was just like,
whoa.
I was like, I'm gonna pass on that. I was like, I only got it like $2,000, and I was like, I'm looking for an album, and he's like, sorry, I can't help you, but I'll see you there. And I was just like, still, for him to like tell me that and just to have that conversation with him,
at least he'd let you know.
Right.
Yeah, he's like pretty much laid it out for you, man.
Right.
Like, boom, I'm sorry, but you can do it.
Right. And it's like, what do I expect? A handout, or like, well, what can I really expect? For somebody that already did it for themselves. That's kind of how I look at it. It's like, it's nice for people to give you a shout out, or like, even if I have the talent, it's nice for somebody to say, hey, this guy's good, but at the same time, I'd rather be known by making my own dent in the industry myself, Because,
I mean, they can only say so much about you.
Right.
They can only be like, he's got good bars, he's got good attitude.
Right.
Until they actually see it,
until
they won't take it. And,
right.
And
that's the one thing that changes everybody's mind. The second my mouth opens, it's like, people are like, man, that's the first time I've ever seen you get serious in life. I'm like, exactly. It's just, it's something that just comes naturally. Even then, it takes you, like I said, very off guard just to hear me rap, most of the time. So I don't know, man. It's definitely fun when people do bring it out of me, like bigger people, like, when I can rap for somebody big like that to me, I was like, that's a moment for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're still talking about it now. You
True.
remember it. I mean,
True.
that's one of those things that, I mean, we're probably going to talk about this a couple years down the line. Be like, dude, you're big. You got everything going for you. Remember that time you told me that story? You rapped in the back of the club with Dizzy Riot and shit. Right. Oh man, I'm gonna remember.
Just like, probably, man. Honestly, there's been a lot of rappers in the mix in and out, and
it's crazy how it works too. You can, like you said, like DJ Hoppa, like, dude, he's producing beats now that major fucking rappers are taking. Yeah. That's like, what the fuck,
right?
Dude?
And it's like, I just had a simple, quick conversation with him when he was
past the joint, and it was like, what's up?
Right, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's like why I got her tattooed on me, because they're like, oh, you never know if she's gonna be the next biggest thing. And I was like, I've been following her for 8 years, so that's kind of like what I think. You know, not that she's gonna be the next biggest thing, but you never know who's gonna get stature, you know, above their limits and just become, you know, famous. So I'm like, well, you never know. Well, if that becomes the case, then she signed me, and if not, then it's just from one artist to another.
That's a mutual respect.
Right. I plan to have several, you know, like album covers tattooed on me, or just band names, like scriptures of my own favorite lyricism on me at some point, or just from other artists. So it's definitely going to be, you know, definitely going to be something I'm going to be doing throughout the years. We'll see when who I can get some signatures from and get tatted up from. And
nice.
do it from Eminem, you know.
Oh man,
shouts out Eminem.
Oh man, if you're listening, probably not. We're talking about you, man. How do you feel about his new album that came out?
Actually, you know, I broke a little bit of it down. I think like the first 3 songs. I meant to go back and there's been so many albums dropping in the last like couple of months.
Yeah, dude. Like, I can't keep up.
Everybody's big name has dropped.
And you know what's crazy? We are just talking about one genre of music.
Yes.
Oh man, I don't even want to go into the new albums that fucking metal people are doing. There's probably jazz artists that are dropping legit fire, but no one's ever.
Yes.
It's so much out there, man.
Yes,
so much.
I was like, when it comes to like rock, man, I was like, I'm always about like rock albums that drop. I can just never really promote them or show them to much people because everybody only cares about rap too. Like it's just kind of, I feel like the whole world's just self-centered like about rap.
Look at what happened with the Kamikaze release. It blew up. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody.
Yes.
Highest tweeted thing. Highest YouTube trending.
If you don't know rap, you now know who Eminem and that. What MGK are?
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Like you know their beef. You don't even listen to their beef, but you already have an aspect of what's going on. Man, I don't know. That album was pretty sick. I listened to it a lot.
Yeah, I still gotta break it down. I was listening. What song, man? I know, like he really took it back to his roots for that album for sure. I like the first couple songs I was listening to. There was one that was more boom bappy and just kind of old school. Yeah. And I was like, man, he kind of took a step back just to have his other mental state to make this song. And I was like, I dig it. You know, I like, you know, for him being what, like 46, 47, I think.
Check out how old Eminem is.
Pretty something like that, maybe.
In his late 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
50 maybe. Who knows?
I mean, he doesn't even have to make the point that he still got it. That's the thing. It's like he's, you know, like he can literally live off the like everything he's already done.
Yeah, right now.
The next 20 years, 40.
He even dropped an album without anybody knowing the release of it. 45.
45. Okay, that was
72.
close.
He's born in the same age as my mom. Crazy.
Oh, that is crazy.
Fucking shit.
October 17th, huh?
Damn.
Ooh, he's a this month baby too.
Dang! Ooh. Shout out to you, Eminem.
Well,
Happy late birthday.
We're talking to.
Right?
Oh, October. It is October, bro.
Oh man, his birthday's coming up 2 days.
So, there actually, man, is. So I did meet some people here. Some not really promoters, but they are people that you know are like. No, I met some promoters actually.
In the game.
No, I met some promoters here. Yeah. Some people from Santa Fe. Some people that have a couple bars here that are willing to put me on. I've been just meeting people over the last couple months here in the music scene. And I was going to say, dude, this fucking, for Halloween, man, there's going to be a crazy Halloween, crazy rap loft party thing going on, man. I was like, I might go there just to go put my game face on and spit some bars, but let's see, man.
Oh, nice.
Because
the way it works is so weird. I know a couple of promoters here, but they promote everything. So they're like promoting heavy metal acts, and then if you're an up and coming rapper, they'll promote you too.
That's pretty tight.
I'll even actually like throw some names at you, so like you can actually start talking to them. There's this guy named Mike Steezy. He does all the promoting at all the bars here, like fucking the Compound, fucking what else is there? The Jam Spot, the El Rey Theater, shit like that. So I mean, just putting your name out there just so he knows who you are is just another step in just being like, hey, dude, I know about this guy who's up and coming. Let's throw him on stage.
Right, I'm sure, you know, like even our open mic nights, like anywhere where I can get, you know, like a show, I'll probably take it. You know, I'm not picky. So
that's perfect, dude.
I start small because I'm like, I know you start, you know, like for me, I'm gonna have to rap in 50 billion bars to ever make it anywhere. So like. It's not bars only, but you know, like for me, I was like, that's a lot of where
small little things. Yeah. House parties, even.
House party. Oh, that for me, that was high school. In high school, man, they would set up their speakers and they would have our whole little crew and we would sit there.
Legit.
Or we'd put on our music and people would be like, oh man, I know these guys. They're so good. They're from back in the day, and we'd just be like standing right there, like it's us.
What's up, man? That's us. That's our fire right there.
But it's just funny to not let people know, just kind of sit there and let them listen and just, But no, yeah, back in the day, man, we used to be all about performing kind of everywhere we went. Like, I used to just sit and, like, if I knew you, I'd rap in front of your face just about, like, every other day. Like, I just couldn't.
Like, just throw a bar down, just, like, whatever.
Right, just any day, all day, like, circles, freestyling, like. Normally, everybody, like, makes me freestyle like the monkey, I just can stand there, and, like, all my friends can't rap, but they're like, go ahead and rap.
Yeah,
this
dude, check him out. Let's listen.
Yep. I was like, I don't really do so much, like, freestyling anymore or any of that. I mean, I should probably practice. And, like,
yeah, dude.
step back in that game. But
that's a hard style, too, man. The fact that you can come up with the lyrics on point with what is an actual song, like, you can rhyme. Anybody can rhyme. But the fact that you're rhyming in an actual story sense is just amazing. I've always found that so hard for people. Like, I've always seen that people that can just, like, bust a freestyle, but then all of a sudden they throw in some weird words just because they rhyme at the right time.
Right.
Compared to actually running a story with your rap.
And it's just hard to think ahead, man. That's, like, for me, that's my only problem is, like, trying to create a story or trying to, like, say what I really have to say is hard in freestyle because you just got to be ahead. So, like, that's if you don't have mad ADD like me, too. My mind just runs. So, for me,
I get you.
I learned to, like, just run with what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, man, throw on a beat.
We'll get something going.
We'll get something going. I
yeah.
want to, I definitely want to hear what, I know that you can, because you're into the lyrics too, man. I know
man.
I know you probably think of lyrics in other aspects other than just, rock and heavy metal.
Dude.
And
when I was growing up, I actually was a rapper. I was known as MC Twiggy.
We're making me and MC Twiggy, Little B and MC Twiggy,
dude,
making a feature.
I was doing some shit. I even have shit on YouTube where I was like, you know what? I might do something. This is cool. I was totally taking. I remember Funk Volume was first coming out, and they were doing this thing called "Don't Fuck Up the Beat" contest.
Oh yeah,
I entered in it, dude. I was like, I can do it. Me and a boy named Ned, we were like Ned and Twiggy, fucking trying to drop some beats, and I love it because it brought back more aspects of music. Because going back to the genre thing, there's no such thing as genre to me.
It's just wherever.
No such thing. What are we looking for? Yeah. Do you have anything in particular? Any kind of beat from somebody that you wanted to throw on? Or you just want to kind of find something? Simple freestyle rap beat?
I mean, you can throw on anything and we can just mess around. And even if then I can think of something more serious as we're doing this. Man, I mean, even if you wanted to play a sample of something I got underground for these people, I can send you something to your email real quick.
Oh, you got something?
Ooh, I got all my songs in my emails. Yeah. They're all produced and done for the most part. Half of them. This is me just staring at the camera now. This is us just staring at the camera. All right.
Damn, son, here goes.
This is the beat. So this is the freestyle session, right? We're gonna have Ain't Hell, feed me some words. Can you feed me a word, DJ? Any word.
Here we go.
Listen.
Here we go.
3-dimensional.
Problem.
Oh, okay. There was 3-dimensional. Wait, 3-dimensional and problem. Which one?
Do them both because they all come in individually because they got more systematic.
I'd be stuck up in the third dimension. That's not my problem. Shit, I got a shit. I might be trying to solve them, but I'm still here, just stuck as a man. I don't do the shit just cause I can. I'm still in the trash can cause my life is shit. I'm just kidding, man. I might just ball up my fist and throw it right. Yeah, you get it, man.
That's how it goes, right? Dude, this is old shit that I used to write. This here goes right. Spit a verse on this track, so I'll take it back. It's only fact, rap was better in the past. Fire spitter, not a quick killer. I don't want to be the one to tell you what shit you should do. Makes you weird and uncool. I got nothing to prove, slipping in and out of my groove. If I say it once, I'll say it twice. It's up to you if I'll be nice. Rap today is nonsense, and I don't think to call it. It needs to come and go like Haley's motherfucking comment. That's all, man. I'm a writer. I love to
I
write
feel
that
you.
shit.
That was a good segment.
Dude,
I'm with it.
that's the
I'm with
thing.
it,
We
man.
need to get something
Ooh,
going, man.
I'm down.
I can lay down those beats, man. We got a drum set. We got fucking keyboards. We got, oh, man. We got to get something going, dude.
I'm down, dude. I'm down.
Because
just to, mess around.
You have a creative flow.
Mhm,
I have a creative flow. We have ideas booming. Oh, shit is always going on, man.
Man, it's gonna happen, man. Whenever you're free enough, we're gonna start. I don't know. We gotta start somewhere, man.
We will, dude. We got time.
I say we just experiment. Make all kinds of music.
You never know, dude. Because I love the fact when I played that little acoustic piece on my Instagram, you were like, "This is the shit I want to hear."
Yes, man. Man, yeah. If we could even sit down and just have a day to jam out on just nothing but acoustics, man. I'm sure we can come up with some dope.
He's getting happy. That's
man,
what's up.
I was like, man, you got to bust out a guitar up in here.
And it's just about doing it and having fun. Because if you don't, okay, this is my biggest problem is that if you don't do it, it'll never get done. You just got to do it. Right. And again, like you said, it takes that practice. Maybe I can't throw a freestyle beat after a while, but if I work at it, it is gonna come naturally. It is gonna come like a flow. It is like right now, I could play guitar off a whim.
Right.
Fucking throw on a guitar. Give me a guitar, I'll probably play it for hours on end.
Right. Anything, any melody comes to your head, little tunes, little words, lines you're thinking of. Right. That's just where you're at.
And that's because I worked to that. I practiced and it came to me. And I see it in your aspect too. You're always, like you said, constantly writing, thinking of little lines, little bars, little things that are coming up. And then boom, when the time comes, it's going to fit in the right place where it needs to be. Like, oh, man.
This is true.
That's so crazy, man. Oh, man. The rap game is crazy.
I was like, I know, I was just getting lost in that thought.
Oh, man. Just in general, that shit's amazing.
It is, man. I mean, I just really like that, like, you're diverse, too, like, you didn't just start out, like, you started out making rap, and you're like, all right, I'm just doing what makes me happy now. I'm like, it's just fucking with guitars and just having, drums and, dude. Like, just having a variety of instruments around, keyboards, like everything, man. I like that. Not only that, it's like anytime you want to rap, it's like there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can.
Do me a favor. Go on YouTube and look for MC Twiggy, just so you can see that stupid picture of me back in the day.
I'm so down.
Oh man, that was a good rap though. Have you ever heard that song by MGK, Wild Boys?
Nuh-uh.
No.
No.
I took that beat and rapped over it, and I was just
dude,
like, I made.
If you would have put that on, you should have told me, man, so that way you could have did it. Ooh, that would have been some fire. Would have been some fire, man. Or if you're still down, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it. MC Twiggy, look for Ned and Twiggy. Type in Ned and Twiggy.
Yeah, it's the part where the segment where I say some random stuff to keep the screen going. Keep y'all entertained.
Keep going down. Keep going down. I don't see it.
My name's Brenden.
Nobody, no, it's not there. Go to my subscribe list and look for it on there.
Probably like one thing today.
Oh man,
I'm not the most hungry, so.
I'm hungry as fuck.
Oh shit, man.
We've been doing podcasts all day, and we have another one after you. We grinding today.
Damn, you guys are grinding. You gotta eat, bro. You gotta take a break,
dude. Oh my god, you are episode 41.
Bro, I was looking at all your episodes earlier, and I was just scrolling through them. I was like, Jesus, whoo, y'all, you putting in that work.
You know what's crazy though is I don't know what I'm doing yet until I get to episode 100.
Good.
Until I get to episode 100, then I know what shit's going down.
That's when you know shit, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna it's gonna be so fun, man.
Right now, I'm still experimenting. We're still getting shit going.
We're just all looping everybody in.
I'm trying to get like a more aspect of like musical guests and shit. Like, I would love at the end we just like drop the beat, play the guitar, and everybody's just going crazy because they get to see something new that they don't see every day on a stream.
This is true.
They don't see it on the podcast.
No, like how we just sat there and broke it down to rap a little, like that was left, People never would have expected that.
And then and take that segment and go put it on, be like, this is what happens on the MuseMe podcast. This is what we do. We try to find the similarities and the likeness of everybody. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, my last guest, I'm pretty sure he would never want to drop a beat down. But the fact that it's there and he can try it is even better.
Man, just, even if, like I'm messing up, I don't really care. Like, to me, it's just having fun. Like, even if, like, I'm not saying anything, even if it's just gibberish coming out of my mouth, I'm like, it's just fun. I'd rather say something than nothing, or, like, step up and try what I'm doing, because that's the only way. Like, I used to like freestyle so much to where I just have it down, but I haven't done it for like a couple years, so I kind of like lost my touch. But at some point I feel like I was probably a better freestyle artist than I was a rapper, because I didn't have any songs to validate myself. So I was like, anybody who sees me, I'll rap in front of their face, and that
so
was
I
my
can
thing.
show you,
Right. But since I've been writing songs over the last few years, I've taken the time to just like step off the whole freestyle bid. So it's back and forth, man, for sure. Thought about being a rap battler at one point too, man.
Dude, that would be intense.
Listen, you sitting there with your hat. Yeah.
And we both got hats, so who is he talking about? Damn,
dropping the bomb.
And that's I see that same concept in my comedy. I really want to be a stand-up comic, and I just want to do that same thing where I'm roasting fuckers. I'm just like, you want to come up and let's just tell some jokes? I'll tell a joke about your stupid ass.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But dude, oh man, you gotta get some good comedy guests. You gotta find like somebody who's like, I would try stand-up if I knew how, man. Write some bids. Or
do
like,
it. You never. Oh man, I have so much stuff written. I'm just so scared to get on that stage,
bro.
We need to do it. Let's
it.
go.
I'm so down.
Open mic night. You do a rap. I'll do a stand-up night. Boom. We got our foot in the door.
So the thing about airplane food,
right? Peanuts. Who the fuck eats peanuts on the airplane?
There's nothing about airplane food.
Airplane food. You know what the shit sucks? It's like when you have a roommate. There you go. See, look at that. Old school.
Ooh.
Damn. The volume.
We're about to take you guys back to the past.
Oh, man.
Volume. Oh, man.
I didn't even look like a rapper, but I loved it.
You are hitting them with the wave right
Time
now.
for me to get expressive. I got something called a message with an incentive to get inventive, comprehensive. 2012 is the year that I will be noticed. Hopefully by FV, just stay determined. Bringing something unique with some technique, trying to reach, fixing my speech, taking off the leash. This is my entry to Don't Fuck Up the Beat. I need you to get off your fucking feet.
Yo, so here I go, busting flows before it blows inside my mind. On my grind, look inside, ew, is what you'll find. Bombs, fucking salary, dope be mentality.
Look at me in the background. What the fuck am I doing?
Like a robbery, foretold it like the prophecy 2012. This is the year where we take it ourselves. Determination in a corrupt fucking nation, patiently waiting to explode on the track. Now what, Ned and Twiggy holding back?
Nothing. That's when Tim Tebow was big.
Nothing back.
Team TiVo.
Nothing.
Time for me to take it back. I don't know, but it's only fact. I got skills in a lot of things, moving up my stats. Growing my skills in music and in rap, something I like to do, busting flows with my crew. That knows what we like to do. Need a better studio, that's what the prize money's for. Shit you guys ought to know. Plus the exposure will get us to go on the internet, spread us like a virus all over the net.
You rock Nikes on your feet, well I rock them in my sleep. Cause I'm running through your dreams, of busting your seams like a baseball out of the park. Blood in the water, well I'm a fucking shark. On the attack, a lyrical maniac who tells it like a fact. You better watch your back, cause we're taking it by storm. Lyrically intoxicated like you drank the worm. We own 2012 in a simpler term.
We had dreams, man. We
Killing it.
Oh man, the ideas.
Killing it.
The ideas.
I would have featured y'all.
Oh man.
Killing.
Dude, we got to get something going, dude. We got to.
We're gonna make a. It's banging. We're banging.
Right.
You know
So
what I
that's the idea, and I love the fact that we have this. We're similar, but yet different in so much aspects, and that just feeds off of each other.
Right,
like,
man.
oh man, I want to hear you. I want to hear
'Cause
it.
we can do anything, you know.
That's
right.
just true.
Exactly. We're capable of doing anything together. You know what I mean? You just put those mindsets, and it's like that's how mountains are moved.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. So, okay, in that time period, in 2012, how old were you?
I was supposed to be a senior in high school, I believe. I think I might have been a senior in high school.
So you already had your foot in the rap, doing some rapping.
Oh yeah. By that time, yeah, like that's when. Well, I mean that our last year was really when we started nailing off that like 50 song mixtape.
Oh
so.
shit!
No.
That shit still blows me away. I want to do a thing where it's like I'm putting fucking 50 guitar licks on one beat.
Ooh.
Oh man, that shit.
That would be so hard.
You're already giving me ideas, dude.
Do it. I'm so down. I like, okay, so like after that 50 song mixtape was made, man, I towards my last year 2012, I started working on the solo project, which was supposed to be my first mixtape ever, SMO. I could give y'all what that means, but for right now, I'm gonna say it means suck me off.
Right.
So, no, it means so much opportunity.
No, suck them off.
Yeah, right. I know, but so SMO was my first like album concept that I was coming out with, and I knew our group wasn't gonna last long, so my whole goal was to feature with one person out of every song had a different feature from somebody out of the group. So I
Okay.
got like 7 people for this mixtape, however many people there were in our little rap group at the time. I featured with every one of them. I was the only person in our rap group to even do that. So I was already like kind of thinking like outside the box.
Yeah, you already had this big mentality idea.
Right. Just to like, well, for one, just to create unity, because I wanted everybody to know what they could do with each other, which was my biggest thing. Was like, you don't know what you sound like with him, or you don't know what you could create with me to this type of beat, or like, so I was really just pushing people in multiple ways to do different stuff. And then our group broke up and we like all moved out of state, man. So like I like that mixtape it was like about halfway finished. I did about 8 songs on it or so. So,
Nice.
I'm gonna say it's a good little 8-song mixtape for sure. Just for my first project ever. But
But it gave you buzz, right? It gave you traction to what you started on.
yes, man, because then from that we're like, all right, man, we are no longer the infamous crooks, the IFK is what we called ourselves, So we're like, we're no longer the IFK. We're gonna create a new group. We want to be called the Resonators because we just smoked a bunch of resin.
Yeah.
So
and I love that metaphor too. It's like it's not only just a weed reference, but it's also that you're like bringing up. I'm resonating from the bottom.
Right, we were resonating music, the sound of it, just everything. Right, man. So me and my other buddy, just me and my one other friend, we're like, we're gonna become a duo and become the Resonators. So then me and him started developing this whole mixtape called Enlightened. And it was like just about our trial and error after high school, because me and him became like homeless together and went on like a whole journey for like years together, like dealing with
Grinding.
stuff. Yeah, in and out, just out of bad homes, like just the worst situations, nights with no food, just like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
You just bad times. So me and him, we're like, Enlightened is gonna like be a mixtape that's gonna tell everybody, like it's just gonna be a mixtape telling everybody what they need to hear. Sorry about
You're
that.
cool, man. You're cool.
So then we got about halfway through Enlightened. We never finished it just because we were moving around and so much in that process.
A lot of things were going on.
Yeah, man. So the songs I do have on my SoundCloud right now, like on the link in my IG and all that, those are like my 5 songs to Enlightened. It was supposed to be like probably like another 10-song mixtape or something like that. But so like half of it got done or so, and I'm actually really like impressed with the 5 songs that we did put out on the road the whole time, because they're like without producing, they're just raw vocals of me and him, and they're actually pretty good. Like I've been
just like the mic and the booth,
just
and
the
that's
mic
it.
and the booth and our energy. Like I had probably 3 times the amount of energy. I think it's a rocket outside.
Damn,
it's a rocket ship.
Elon Musk, we hear you, bro.
It's a rocket, bro.
Oh man,
take off.
Right, we want to go to Mars too, you ass.
E.T. phone home.
All right, so like I said, you started taking off.
Yeah, man. So I just started with those. Yeah, that basically that mixtape Enlightened. We made half those songs, and that kind of gave me like a little bit of credibility, because I was like, all right, well, now I don't have full songs, but I have songs with my buddies. So like, if people do want to book us, they're kind of gonna have to book us as a team.
Yeah.
Which actually did present a problem.
Okay.
Because then when I got to these producers that are looking at my music, they're like, hey, come out to LA and do a show. And I'm like, they're like, do 12 minutes of performing. And I'm like, well, for me, I've only done half songs and I have no real songs to credit myself. How am I supposed to do 12 minutes? So what I did was I took, I know I have 12 minutes worth of material for sure. I took about like, minute.
Okay.
I just basically did a 12-minute long show to where every beat would be switched out every minute.
You took the verses and your parts of it, mixed it in, and it was like another
a big old 12-minute long loopy thing that would just be switching on and off. And so I felt like it was gonna be a really good thing to perform, but I just got mad anxiety about it, and like I was on such an early deadline. Like the show, it was a really really big show for these people, and they gave me a week's notice. So I was just kind of like, they had came back from a tour going across the states, and so they were like, hey, we're back in LA and we've been watching you. We want you to come out and do your thing. And I was like, man, this is just so much pressure. I spent the whole week literally every single day. I probably didn't even leave my room. Like,
shit.
every day I was writing inside my room.
Grinding.
And then it got to the point where the last day, like where the show comes, and I was like, okay, LA's 3 hours from here, and I have 3 hours like to get to the show. So I was like, with traffic and all that, I was like, I'm probably not gonna make it on time. So I knew I was gonna miss my slot for the show, so I just didn't show up basically.
Okay.
I just was like, I'm out, and I never got as big as an opportunity as that again. But not saying that they won't come in the future. But yeah, man, definitely kind of slowed down my momentum after that, and so it shows me that I can do it. And I was like, now I should really just spend the time writing. So that's like, ever since that moment, that's where I've been now.
So now you're just the band where we were like, oh yeah, we got some people coming to come check us out. We're starting to sell our merch and stuff. We got stickers and stuff. So I know the fact that I can do it.
Right.
I have that passion, that mentality that I've seen people watch me play, and they're just like, you got it, you can do it.
Right.
And it's just fucking grinding and doing it. That's always the biggest part of anything, is like, you can be good at something, but if you're not constantly pushing yourself to do it, it's only going to give you so far. You can stay leveled. You'll always stay leveled at a certain pace.
Yeah, man. That was my problem for fucking like 7 years, man. It was just always being at the same. I was never at the same level because I was always notching myself up, whether I knew it or not. Like,
yeah.
If I wasn't really doing anything, I was always at least working on my lyricism behind closed doors, or just trying different songs or different methods, whether it's trap beats to old school beats to like, you know, just
guitar lines, different stuff all the time.
Yeah, acoustic music, man.
Because I do that now too. Is like, I throw on a beat of like rappers now, and I just throw guitar lines over them. Like, one of the biggest ones
that's tight, that
got a really big buzz, I posted the instrumental of Changes by Tupac, and I just played guitar over that.
That's sick. That's a good idea, though.
Bunch of people were booming on that. I'm just like, holy shit. Why didn't I think of this sooner? Why am I not venturing off into more of an experimental kind of sound?
Yes, I agree, man. I agree. There's no wrong you
go
can
to
do.
my IG, my Instagram.
Ooh. Man,
you got to send us that link.
I'm gonna send you a song right now.
Yeah, send it to at MuseMe137@gmail.com. Send it there, and then we'll open it up and we'll see what's going on. But I'm gonna show you an example of that thing. Like, all my other IG videos are me fucking either really grinding on it, really playing on it. Just click on my name.
Let's see.
Oh no, not that one. Go to the store. I think in the corner where the profile is, or that one. Yeah, and then we'll go down. We'll go down. Keep going. It's that one right there next to Spider-Man. That one right there. You can play it. And it just has that beat on top of it.
Ooh, here, put your email at the top. Ooh, I'm so down. Yeah, that's that shit, man. That's tight.
And then, oh man, I never really thought of it. And then it just came to me, and I was just like, why am I not?
This is your golden idea. One of them.
Yeah,
one of the many.
Why was I not thinking of this sooner? And then I go back into actually singing his verse on guitar.
Is it in the video?
Watch. At the end towards of it.
Alright. Yeah.
So, you know how he says it's like, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's a guitar line right there. I guess it didn't post it. Yeah, because.
But that's what you say at the
60
end.
60 seconds. I hate you, fucking.
Ooh, that 60-second cutoff for IG, man. Let us be famous already.
I know, right? Because
I'd be posting videos. Already.
Exactly right. Oh man, and they have that aspect. What is it? IGTV and stuff.
But still, I can't drop a music video that's 3 minutes when I want to. You know.
Exactly. And then you go put it on an actual media site like YouTube and stuff, and it's a lot harder to get traction.
True, man. Especially like for me in YouTube, man, I get like 7 views.
It's hard. It is hard. It's fucking ridiculous.
Let me see. This is one song that should send your way. Let me know.
All right. On the Google, go to my Gmail. It should be already linked to it. He should be sending a message. If it's not in the inbox, it'll be in the spam right away.
Thank you for everybody who's sticking with us and watching right now. We love y'all.
Oh
Woo!
man, the fact that like
We got the turn up.
doing this is so awesome because we learning about each other, man. That's what it is.
This
man.
is solidarity. How many fist bumps can we have in this video? Never enough. God damn it.
Bam! One more.
Boom.
Bam!
Can't leave. Inhale.
There it is. Boom!
Yeah.
He's fist bumping to everybody that is there.
Yes, he is.
Thank you for listening.
I fist bumped y'all too.
Yeah,
so.
we all here. It's just love, guys.
It's
This
love.
Is a bunch
and,
of love and
and
passion for what we're trying to do.
Not only is it love, guys, we are giving you a sneak peek off the album just because I know that I can't hype it up all this much and not like show you something. So,
Oh man,
this song right here is called Back to Life. I wrote it probably last year. I wrote it in different time periods. So last year I was sitting in my life. I was sitting in my room, like I said, going through that phase of like when I lost the show, I was like, man, now I just got to really write and, get some work. So this was a song I came up with like in my room, but I was like, I don't like it and it's never going to go anywhere.
Okay.
This year I came up with a second verse while I was here and then like.
it all came together.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll hear it. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
let's play that.
Play it.
Shout out. Oh my God. Give it up, man. Give it up. Here it is off of the album.
Off the album. Can they hear it too?
Yeah, they're hearing it. We're all hearing it, dude.
Y'all are
Everyone's
hearing it
in
for what it is. I'll rap it as I'm going.
Do it. Don't be afraid to get up on that mic. Don't be afraid.
I'm here. I am here. Yo, this is that state of reality I was bound to touch. I never asked for much, a troubled kid who had it rough and only saw the streets as a dark place to be in. I'm reading the face and vibes and I don't like what I'm seeing. I throw my hands to the sky, hold them tight. It's a fucked up world that we live in, and suddenly all hit me in a matter of seconds. I think I'm better off dead, and the fact I'm still even breathing gives me a reason to live. I can't remember when I lost my mind, but at least I tried to go back in time to tell you about the nights I spent alone in my room, broken inside, and only you can bring me back to life. When I'm without you, a piece of my happiness dies. Look at the pain in my eyes and tell me you don't love me the same. If I could do this all over again, I'd probably still fuck it up for the trillionth time. And there's a reason that you're wondering why I'm so gone, yeah, so bring me back to life. The love died in me before your eyes. My innocence was taken as a sacrifice. What a small price to pay for the happiest times. Yeah, so bring me back to life. The love died in me before your eyes.
Yes.
Taken as a sacrifice. What a small price to pay for the happiest times. Do you still feel me when I'm not around? Crazy. I always said that I'd be looking out. I'm used to laying here on the ground, wasted again. I've been tripping out. I think about all of the things I've done and wonder if I'll ever love. Cause all I ever feel is numb. So who the fuck are you to judge? My life and actions, I am who I am. I don't pretend to be the man I want. I've taken the steps, I've had a plan. If I didn't, I'd be very upset. I'd probably feel regret. That's why I'm swinging my fist at every chance I get at life to make it out of this bitch. I'm not depressed, I'm climbing out of this pit, getting out of this mess for good at last. I'll give you everything you've never had, I promise that. Yeah, so bring me back to life. The love died in me before your eyes. My innocence was taken as a sacrifice. What a small price to pay for the happiest times. Yeah, so bring me back to life. The love died in me before your eyes. My innocence was taken as a sacrifice. What a small price to pay for the happiest times.
They going crazy, dog. They going crazy.
Wait. Yeah, man. So, it's definitely coming along, man. Like if I wasn't rapping over that, you'd probably get to hear it a little better. But, you get the gist.
I love that too, because there are those aspects where you need that overdub on it, and you're doing it, man. That sounds perfect. Oh, dude, that's fire.
Ooh.
There's that fist bump again.
Ooh, that fist bump.
Fire, dude.
Fire. How many times can we get that fist bump? And somebody's going to count it.
Oh, man. That is sick, dude. Oh, dude. I can't wait to hear what else is on there, man.
Oh,
I can't wait.
I mean,
we'll wait.
All right,
we'll wait.
I was like,
we will wait, and
there.
we will come back.
It
we'll
is
have
there.
another podcast.
I'm so down,
We'll
bro.
talk about the struggles, where you're going to be at, who you're gonna be going to, because I mean,
There's a
after
story.
this, yeah, there's gonna be.
There's a
man,
story.
it's a bunch of stuff happening after
Man.
this, man.
It's been real. It's been live,
Gotta
baby.
promote all this shit. Oh
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a perfect note to end on, man. That is
I'm down. That was
genius.
a great note to end on. It's been dope being here. Love sticking with y'all and being in this environment. This is the booth. Remember that?
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you have this vibe, that you love the aspect of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because all we're gonna do, me, you, Angel, all we do is grow and become bigger and better people.
Especially Angel over here, man.
Oh man,
Especially Angel.
He
over
makes
here.
that
Both
shit
angels,
happen.
man.
He
Both
makes that
angels.
shit happen. Back in there, he doesn't talk.
He
You don't think he's
no.
not talking, dude? He's got
No.
shit going back there.
That's when I first met him. That's the first thing I thought too. You don't say much, but he's got something going on.
There
with
you
that,
go, man. That's what I need to pick out. I need to pick that shit
Pop
out.
Pop out.
Bring that shit out, boy.
Pop out. You gonna get he out. He already out, man. Wow. All right,
Brendan,
man.
let them know where they can find you.
I'm out too.
Let them know
We
where they
all
can
out.
look for you. Tell
IG,
them all your shout outs.
Brendan Jones Insight is my Instagram. SoundCloud, you can find me at Insights. That's INSIGHTZZZ. 3 Z's, because you can't be sleeping on me.
Just don't.
Yeah. Insight. Just remember that,
Oh,
Just remember
man.
that.
Angel, play
All
us
right.
play us out, man.
We out.
We are. Thanks again, dude.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
There goes that crowd. Thanks again, everybody. We still live. We cool. We ending it.
Y'all thought that was a trick, huh?
Here it comes. Yeah.
Right?
Here it comes. You can't put them out. You can't put the headphones down until the beat hits. There we go.
Ooh, I really don't give two fucks if I'm in your crowd and I say what's up. I'm in your city right now, right here. I'm about shit that I talk about. Motherfucker don't doubt me, cause I got some style in my blood. Motherfuckers just know what's up. Yeah, I sped up. Yeah.
We're back. We'll see you guys back at
Later.
6 o'clock. See you guys later. Woo!
Just a little freestyle for the end,